Hello, everyone. Welcome to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network, which is our radio station, and then also the new streaming network, which is home of Going Solo Media and Going Bold Media. And I want to welcome you to this great show. It's called BizBuzz Igniting Success. It's our business showcase. And I am your host, Cece Shatz. I am fondly called the Doyenne of Relationship Building, but I am also the president, the founder of the new streaming network. And I am so glad to be with you here today. We're going to be talking about success, right? But we're going to be talking about it in a different way. We're going to be talking about going bold, going solo, right? We hear a lot about individuals in business, and often I'm asked, they look at the solo brand as being a single brand. Well, the reality is we're all single, in our mindset, right? We're all personally walking forward in life. And so that's what we're going to be talking today with Paula Allen. Let's bring her up. Come on board here. Let's see if we can add her to the stage. Okay. Technology, we love it when it's working. It's not, let me see what the problem might be. There we go. We got you now. Sometimes technology is a little slow, but what can we do with it? And we cannot live without it. So we have to go from there. But we're talking today with wonderful Paula Allen. She's an online business manager of services for you. She's been in business for well over 40 years, and she's learned a lot about building business, leading teams as a way to leverage growth for businesses. She's developed services for use, which compasses of the strategy and the services and the systems that you need to scale your business with efficiency and planning. And I tell you what, that is really truly what we want to do in all businesses. We want to be able to scale it with being able to be not only efficient, but we want to be able to plan ahead and put processes in place that we can move forward. And we just really want to enjoy life, right? Enjoy the services. So let's talk a little bit about how did you get into doing this type of work?
Yeah, that's a long, convoluted story. But for the first 20 years of my life, I was in the early childhood industry. I have a degree and I've done a lot in that industry. And then as I transitioned out of that and was looking for something else, I realized an entrepreneur and a 2-year-old are the same person, and I can handle them. So I started working with a lot of entrepreneurs online in the early 2000s when the internet wasn't even as stable as it is now. We complain about our tech now, but it's a million times different than it was in the early 2000s when you had to, put CD-ROMs inside computers and things just to get internet and things like that. And so, I just started helping people with their tech and strategy a lot, mostly tech. And as I learned a lot more about the online business world and what it takes to grow a successful online business and be an entrepreneur and grow a business by yourself, it's just grown.
Yeah, it's amazing how, and just in the industry that we talk about podcasting, and I know that you've got an event. I want to just share the event real quick because I think it's important that everyone knows about this. But on Wednesday, October 29th at 11 a.m. through to 3 p.m., there's going to be an event called the Digital Innovation Experience. And you just go to digitalinnovationexperience.com, and that's how you get it. It's a free event. You can go and listen. I'm actually going to be one of the speakers there. But it is amazing how we've gone from, like dial-up telephones to mobile, have a mobile, and then now having everything on your phone that you can access, right? All of the internet, everything on your phone that you can get. So we're quickly evolving, and the way we watch, what we want to say is TV, the way we watch TV now has totally changed. I mean, we're watching podcasts and we're watching TV broadcasts, which are all internet based. They're all streamed, and that's a new way of the future. And I talk about that in the event. And it's forever changing, and we have to get a grasp on that. And sometimes we need someone like yourself, Paula, to really help us understand what we need in our business. So let's talk a little bit about businesses that are out there and how you can help them with the technology and being able to find out what is really suited for them.
Right. So that's one of the things is I've been online for since before the internet was online, and it has changed a lot, and it keeps changing, and I love to stay up with it. And right now, of course, the new thing on the block is all the AI that's come out and how everyone's using it and all of that stuff. But I just keep up on it, and we keep it, use what you do and grow your business, over the steps. So one of the things about being a solopreneur, solo business owner is, you don't have anyone to make the decisions for you. I worked in corporate only 2 years of my life. And the one thing I said I loved about it was that when something happened, I could call the legal department and go, what do you want me to do? You guys make the decisions, right? I don't have to make those decisions. But as a solopreneur, you make every decision all day long. And so it's kind of nice having someone that you can partner with that will look at it from the outside and kind of watch the business world and what works and what's not working and all the things. It's an ever changing, ever evolving, very fun and dynamic industry to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so many different facets to having a business, right?
Yeah.
So, the financial aspect of it, then you've got, the workforce and then the technology. So there's so many different parts to it that you have to actually put into play. And then you have to like juggle them, right? So you're like the one person and you're juggling all these things and you're trying to be able to work it out. I know it's crazy. And when I first went through my divorce, I thought to myself, what am I going to do? I mean, I've been out of the workforce, taking care of kids and husband, all that kind of stuff. And then I thought to myself, well, wait a minute, I helped him develop his business. So why can't I develop my own? Right. And so I had to start from the ground up. Of course, no funding. He always had funding, but I never had any funding to develop anything. So I just really, rubbed the nickels together and started developing, what we have now as the new streaming network and the Going Solo network. So, yeah, I think you have to, and I've been blessed because I've had friends help me. I've had people that believe in what I was trying to do, and that they've helped me, and they were gracious to give me their time and their energy to be able to do that. And not everyone has that. And so turning to someone like you that has that knowledge, to be able to share with them, to be able to go out and, okay, this is what you need to do. So tell us a little bit about your consulting and how you go about doing, the services for you. I love that. How do you
So we start with a deep dive where we just go kind of like lay out your dreams and what you wish your business would look like. And so we start with that, and we develop the actual plan for that. That's where it's really easy to dream it, but not as easy to get into that. Okay, now how do I make it happen? And so then that's where I excel, is in the how to make it happen. Once we have a dream out there, what we want it to do, it's like, how do you make it happen? Well, you make it happen in steps. And so we go, okay, step 1, this is what we're going to do. And then we get that done. And then we go to step 2, this is what we're going to do. And we just keep going, right? And eventually you keep going, and that engine just starts turning on, and it starts turning on even more and more. And then, it multiplies, and your business just expands quickly. But just like everyone knows, you see the overnight millionaires, they were not, right? It was years and years of sweat and everything else behind it, or however long it took. The cool thing is, in this day and age, like you said, you had friends that helped you, but it doesn't take much to start something online anymore. You don't have to have hundreds of thousands of dollars in resources and capital funding and all the things. You can start small, and you can do with what you have. You can start, do what you need to do, and do one more step and one more step as you go along. So it's really kind of exciting that there's an opportunity for everyone.
Absolutely. That's why we try to keep here on the network, we try to keep it very economical for people so that they can get out, because they need to have their voice heard. But there's so many, and I know that when I was doing it, there were so many people that I would talk to, as far as marketing and things like that go, that it was so expensive. They would, they promise you the moon, and then of course not deliver, and you'd spend thousands of dollars on stuff, especially building a website. Thousands of dollars on building a website. The website never got built, right? So
Mm-hmm.
nowadays it is so much easier. The technology is more hands-on. You can go to, more of the drop-in and display type of website making, like Wix and different ones like that. You can do those, and they're out there just equally as well as some of the WordPress ones. And so there's a lot of different things that you can do, but you just have to be careful. So you have to step back and maybe really ask around some people on, if you're going to make a big, huge financial investment in something, long term, is it really going to help you? Is it really going to be out there for you? Because that's
Right.
what I found, is that a lot of times there were so much that I would say, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think I'm.
even at the beginning. So one of the things I do is I watch the companies from the beginning. And so like StreamYard, I remember when it debuted, like we're on StreamYard right now, right? So I remember when it debuted and everyone was like, look at this alternative to Zoom, da, 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 right? And doing all the things. And I watch the back end of the company and go, are you updating? Are you keeping up to date? Are you making sure that, are you doing the development? Because I've seen other companies, they come in and take everybody's money and then disappear and they don't do anything they promised. Or, they don't make enough money to keep it going. And so I do that with a lot of things. So I have a lot of knowledge in all of that technology. And so I watch it as it comes on. It's like, I think, Wix and Squarespace, all the things. And I go high levels big, and I'm very big in that community right now because it's a very big thing. And I'm watching, and I'm not only watching, I do have an agency as well. And I do a lot of training and development for and also just DIYers. I help DIYers just use their systems and make sure that they learn how to use them really well. And so it's fun. I love this world, but also, I know that most people don't like the technology part of it some days, especially when it all goes down like it did Monday, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy because things are moving so fast, but we can't be afraid to try out things. I mean, I know that before I was on StreamYard, I was on another one, and then people were having trouble coming in all the time. It was really I'd be sitting there trying to do a show, and then the guests couldn't come on, and it was like really crazy. And so that's why I decided I'm just going to cut it, and I'll try StreamYard. It can't be worse than what I got.
Right.
And I love StreamYard. And I told them I went to a function where StreamYard was there, and I said, hey, I could do a commercial for you because I love you guys. It does everything that I need it to do. And so far, it's been pretty reliable for me.
It's been around a long time. I think it'll stay pretty reliable.
Yeah, so I love it. And they even gave me a little stuffed animal. They gave me a little stuffed animal because I said how much I love it. But there are, and Zoom has been there for a long time. Zoom has been out there for a long time. So there's a lot of things you can do. But I wanted to be able to, for myself, I wanted to be able to distribute, right? Distribute as much as I could.
Well, that's just it. There's pros and cons to every piece of technology. There's things you love and things I hate. Even though I have a go high level agency, there's things that drive me crazy about it, right? And it's like you just have to decide which one is going to suit the most of what you need. And there's so much out there that it's kind of hard especially if you're just coming into being an entrepreneur and being online and doing all the things. It's like, I don't know. So I loved how you said, find someone and ask them questions. Just ask them,
Absolutely.
They've been around.
About social media, because that has changed over the years, hasn't it? Social media is really, truly, it can make and break you. And so what do you think about the different platforms? Like, let's take Facebook. I think that like the ones that are relevant to my business, and I think many out there is like Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram is, of course, getting up there. It's getting big. And what are some of the other ones? LinkedIn, of course, if you're in business, LinkedIn is really the one to go to. There's Alignment. I don't know if you've heard of Alignment, but there's Alignment too. So what do you think about some of these social media platforms?
I think that First of all, you can't be on everything perfectly. So pick the one to start on and get really good at it, and then go to the next one and then go to the next one. But also it depends on your target market and who you're looking at, right? It's a marketing game. Facebook is no longer, here's what I had for dinner. It's a marketing game. It's a visibility game, right? As part of as a business owner, it's visibility. Now you'll see on mine, I post a lot about coffee. Guess what? Everyone who talks to me knows I love coffee, and I will always meet someone for coffee. So, and I do that. I don't do it. I did it for, I do it on purpose, but not, because it is who I am. It's authentic. It's who I am. And also, but also I do it to make sure that I stay visible and I stay in front of people's faces. So they not only hear about the business stuff I do, this awesome event I'm doing next week and things like that, but also that they hear, from me authentically. Now that changes when you get to LinkedIn. It's a different message. That's business to business, right? And so that message is a little bit different. I don't post as much coffee up there. I post more on what's happening in the industry, more like tech, all the tech that's going on, and some fun AI stuff I learned this week and things like that, because that's the audience that I'm hitting there. And so you've got to look at your audiences and what's going to work for your business. Right. And that's where you start. And I started on Facebook years ago. And so I'm very, very much a Facebook person, and Instagram is owned by Facebook. So, and they've just instituted Threads and everything else. So it's watching it, but it's knowing who your people are and what they want to see and hear. Video, is king, right? So right now, and so with all the streaming and all the things, I haven't seen a generation yet that doesn't like to look through the videos now. You're right.
A big thing right now is the shorts, right? The shorts are getting very popular. Now, what do you think about TikTok? Because they talk about TikTok negative and positive. So what is your opinion on that? Not to put you in the hot
target market, right? So Target, I watched TikTok when all the stuff was coming, and it was coming into the United States. It was owned by China, right? And they started it here, and I watched all of that. And then, COVID happened and it blew up because no one had any place to put all these short videos and have a great time. And so everyone was like, well, we need something to do. Let's make TikTok videos, right? And so TikTok became really, really, really important. And it was, the entrepreneurs were just starting to get momentum over there and things like that but I think you have to watch your target market. So, and what you're selling. So if you're selling coaching and things like that, you'll get traction with them watching it. I honestly think YouTube Shorts would do better with that. But if you're selling products and stuff, TikTok is amazing. They've got a store, they've got everything set up. You can set up TikTok videos, and sell products all day long over there.
Yeah, for sure. I buy things all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I happen to like TikTok. I don't have a problem with TikTok. Some people are talk to me and they say, oh, they don't like it, but I just figure it's just another social media. It's just and there are ups and downs with all of them, and there's things we like and things we dislike on every single platform. So it doesn't really make any difference, does it? So
we're not really there for, we're there for, it depends on if you're there for entertainment or you're there for business, right? Yeah. So I go to TikTok for my entertainment. I don't go there for my business. I probably could and do some videos over there. I just don't. And because I'm dialed in on Facebook, and I'm dialing in my LinkedIn right now. And so that's what it is. It's like, are you going there for entertainment or business, right? So if you're going to show up as a business over there, then you need to show up as a business. If you show up as if you're just there for entertainment or to buy stuff off the TikTok shop,
Right. It's just what you're going to do. Yeah. I'm a big component to feeling like you just need to be out there, and don't be afraid to be out there. Don't be afraid to do that. And even if just one person sees you, you never know, that one person could change your life, because they could share it with somebody else who could share it to somebody else, and you never know who they're sharing it with. So you just want to get out there and get your information out there. And so let's talk about advertising, and let's do that when we come back, because I think that's an important thing. A lot of people miss out on that. Like I've been trying to pump that up, because I feel like our network would be a great place to put an advertisement at, because we're all over, that kind of thing. So let's talk about your views on advertisement, because there's always such mixed messages and mixed information about that. And also, people worry about expense and stuff. So that, I think, it's a kind of a good subject we can maybe talk about. And then we're going to talk about your event and what you're doing on the event, and the different hosts that are going to be on the event and things like that too. So we've got a lot to talk about when we come back. So I'm going to be quiet and get you off here onto the commercial. But before I do, everyone, please reach out to Paula Allen. That's ALLEN at services. That's services plural -for you.com. So services4you.com. Remember, there's a dash in there. So it's services. I'm going to spell it out so you guys can know it. It's SERVICES and then a dash for FORUYOU.com. So make sure you check out her website. And she's a delightful lady, and she'll certainly help you with anything. So don't hesitate reaching out to her, because she's just a really super nice lady. And so definitely, if you're in business, you've got some questions about your business, however small or big it is, reach out to her and she can help you with that. So we're going to be right back. You guys are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. This is the newstreamingnetwork.com, home of Going Solo Media, Going Bold Media, and I'm your host, Cece Shatz. It's a delight to be with you. We're going to do a little quick commercial and we'll be right back. Well, welcome back. You're listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network Radio and our new streaming network.com, home of Going Solo Media and Going Bold Media. We are talking with Paula Allen. And Paula, we're talking about the Bold Solopreneur, creating success your way. Now, you're an online business manager for Services for You, and you've been in business for over 40 years. Beginning of the show, we talked a lot. So if you guys missed it, you must go back and listen to it again, because it's well worth listening to. We're going to talk briefly about advertising. So what is your thoughts about advertising? If someone has a product or a service that they want to be able to get out there, what would you suggest on advertising?
Well, as a solopreneur, it kind of depends on where do you need to be visible. And advertising is a great way to boost your visibility, right? It'll get more people in front of you. And we're going to see more and more advertising as it gets closer to the end of this year, right? So, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all the things that we're going to get inundated here pretty soon with tons of it. So how do you make yourself stand out in that? Stand out above all the noise. The social media world is very noisy. There's lots going on. And the other thing is the targeting. You have to have a really good product and know who is going to buy it. And so you can target really well to those people. And you know how it is. You'll be sitting in your living room talking about something, you like redoing the wall. What color should I paint it? And you go on Facebook and you start getting advertisements for for books or for paint colors, right? and so that's amazing targeting, right? And they do that on purpose. It probably came through your Alexa or your phone or something. They heard you talking about that. Yes, they're listening. Yes, they know everything about you. It's the world now, right?
Right. So really what I'm hearing then is to, Google, right? You want to go on and have people, that have used your products and services go on Google and give you a review, because that is a huge form of advertising. Absolutely. Huge form of advertising. So you definitely want to do that. And with our information, just a little plug for ourselves. Our information is all evergreen, right? So it pretty much is up all the time. Once it's up and it shoots out to all of these different networks and it's on all of these different platforms, guess what? It's up there. It stays up there. And so it is a great way to be able to get your information out there and like be a host, be a guest or a host or whatever, do some of this, these shows and that type of thing. It certainly wouldn't hurt you to go around and make a circuit of guests, because a lot of guests are free. You don't have to necessarily pay to be a guest, There are some that you have to pay, but most of them are not. Most of them you don't have to.
And you can start small with your advertising and then build it up as you figure out what works, right? So you start small. And like for me, this would be perfect place for me because mostly who you're talking to are entrepreneurs, small business owners, things like that. In this kind of, and so I would go looking for people that watch the show, make sure that your show is being watched by those people and say, yes, I definitely want to advertise on your network.
Yeah. So definitely that's a good thing. So let's switch gears because this event is very important and I love it because I'm actually going to be one of the hosts on it. So, but I really wanted to back you up on this, this event. I really wanted to give you my all because I really felt that it would really help people. And you're not really charging for this. You're not doing.
There's not even a VIP upsell.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're not really monetizing it. You're just really doing it to help people create awareness out there. So, so let's talk about it. So number one, why did you even come up with this particular title?
Right. So first of all, it's a summit, but it's a different experience. And I wanted to, one of my big goals is to change, I'm a little bit ahead of the innovation sometimes, and I want to change the internet a little bit. One of it is women in tech are, and so this one is full of women who are doing technology of some sort. They're running networks, doing that kind of stuff, running different platforms. They're going to be training you on those kinds of things. And it is, and the experience that we've had before is you come to a summit, someone speaks, someone else speaks. You might have some time to interact a little bit with them, maybe in the chat of Zoom or something like that. And that just wasn't what I was looking for. I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it different. And so I'm doing it on a platform called Go Brunch, which is more like an open office platform. And I'm doing it as a come as you, I always said the choose your own adventure books. Do you remember those? The books where you could choose your own adventure. It would say, if you choose to do this, go to page 37, right? So it's going to be the same kind of thing. You're going to come into the experience and you're going to get to choose. Do you want to go watch Cece's video and her video training? And then you can talk to her immediately. You can talk to her right away. And so you're going to be able to talk to her and get your questions answered and everything else, go straight into a room with her as soon as you're ready. And so I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really great. I'm excited about it too. And so then, so it's going to be on Wednesday, October 29th, and it's going to start at 11 a.m. and it's going to continue throughout until 3 p.m. And so you can join. And I'm excited to talk with anybody that wants to talk to me. So I'm thrilled about it. Yeah.
And you don't have to come at a certain time to talk to Cece. Anytime during this thing, she's going to be there. I mean, she may take a little bit of a break, but she'll be back. I promise.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I've kind of earmarked that day so that I can definitely be there. But awesome. It's a very cool experience. And of course it's online, so it makes it a lot easier for all of us to be able to connect. And, so anyone that has a business or anything like that they're looking to try to, to move forward, there's so many different, I think, like phases within a business that we get stuck or we don't know what to do. Right. And it's so nice to be able to hear from somebody that maybe has done it before me, so that they know what path to do and what not to do. And don't spend your money this way and spend your money that way. And, those kind of things. And so it's really great to hear from people that have done that. And I love, and I know this sounds terrible because I've been in the business since 2010. Right. So I've been in the business for a long time. And it's nice to see that it's not, just the good old boys club,
Yeah.
And
And they
I
talk
know
about
that
they talk about technology and marketing different, and they sell differently, right? And we don't.
they do.
I'm really trying to change that conversation. How
Hmm.
women show up online a lot differently, and it's kind of
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
we do.
women. I
And
love
I'm
women
glad
communities.
or anything like that. And like I said, I've got help from a lot of my
Oh yeah.
friends are males and stuff, so
Oh,
that's
of
like
course.
no problem with that. But we look at things differently. We're also juggling a lot. Women are juggling a lot. So not a lot of times when we're in business, we're also juggling our families, and all of these kind of things that are still an equation for us. And I know that men do it too, but not quite as emotionally, I think, as women do. So we look at things a little bit differently. So yeah, so I think that's great. And I also like the idea that the internet has no age.
No.
There's no age requirement and there's no
Right.
age limit, right? It's
Right.
just being adventurous enough to be able to learn, right?
Hmm.
That's what's so exciting about it. So if you're willing to learn and you want to know more about, technology and how you can do things to maybe help your business, I think this is a great platform. So thank you so much for doing this
Thank
summit.
you.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you be a speaker. Thank you so much for saying yes.
Well, thank you for offering it. So sweet. I love it. And so we have to probably close out the show here pretty soon. So are there any last words or anything else you'd like to share that we haven't covered? I want to make sure we cover everything for you.
No, I just want to. My passion is to make sure that people can get their gifts out in the world. You were given something inside of you that you want to do for a reason, and I really have a passion to make sure you can get it out, and the technology doesn't stop you from doing that.
Oh, very well said. Very well said. So let's go over all of the websites. So the website for the Wednesday, October 29th, 11 a.m. through 3 p.m. Eastern time. Now, remember, that's Eastern time. So according to wherever you live, you want to change the time zone. And the event is called Digital Innovation Experience, and that is the .com. So it's digitalinnovationexperience.com. So that's how you go in, and it's completely free. So check it out. Make sure you do that. If you've got any questions regarding business services or anything like that, just call, not call, but email Paula at PaulaAllen, ALLEN, at services, and that's services plural, and then there's the dash for you.com, and that's services plural for you.com. So make sure you send her a message or whatever if you've got some questions about your business that you're thinking that you want to do and any problems that you might want to solve. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited
Yeah,
about all that you're doing. Yeah.
yeah.
So what's the next thing on the horizon for you after you finish the summit?
I do a lot of collaborations. So we're doing a workshop a couple weeks later. A couple of women and I are doing a workshop that is, dreaming big and building your 2026 vision, basically. And then I have a couple of client things. My family's coming to visit for a week at Thanksgiving, so I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, and then we quiet down and we do all the back end work, getting ready for the new year.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like you've got a lot on your plate and you're, a very busy lady, but you will always take time for someone in
Oh yeah.
need. So don't hesitate reaching out to her. Again,
Hmm.
Paula Allen at servicesforyou.com, and services with the dash for you.com. So check it out. And all her information will be up there. So you want to make sure that you check that regularly because things change. She adds more things to it. She's doing all kinds of stuff. So make sure you check out her website and mark it so it comes up for you. So that way you can actually join in on some of these things that might very well help you. Well, I am so excited, and I am just pleased to be part of the event. And I want to thank you so much, and thank you for being on the show here today with us. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. This has been fun.
It is great having you. You guys, this was the Biz Buzz Igniting Success Show. I am your host, Cece Shatz. I'm fondly called the Doyenne of Relationship Building. I am a divorce, dating, and a life coach, a business mentor in the technology or the broadcasting range. And I'm also the founder of the new streamingnetwork.com. You guys can reach me at the newstreaming.com, or you can reach me on my other website, which is goingsolonetwork.com. My email is goingsolonetwork@gmail.com. And I answer all of my messages myself. No one else does. And so you can just write to me, and I'm happy to write back to you. So again, I want to thank you, Paula, for being on the show here with us. It has been a delight to have you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye, everyone. We'll see you next time.